Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be continuing with part 2 of our May the 4th be with you bracket. And before I move on, I just want to say if you are just now getting here and you're in part 2, I would go ahead and go over to my channel and watch part 1 so you know what's going on. But for those of you who are joining me after part 1, here is our bracket. Again, we are getting ready to start round 2. Definitely exciting, some interesting characters some surprising ones that got eliminated to me, like Cobb Vanth. I thought he would move on, and I really felt like I thought the armor had a chance, but that poll, as you saw, did not work out. But here we are in round 2, our first matchup being Jango Fett versus Paz Vizsla, and this one's a really tough choice for me personally, because I really like both these minifigures. It's the non-UCS Jango, so I feel like it's a lot closer than some might think, but go ahead and take your 3 seconds to decide who you think will win this poll. And the winner is Jango Fett by a large margin again. I personally would have gone with Paz Vizsla here just because I think the design with like the armor is cooler, like in universe. While Jango Fett is really nice, I feel like Jango Fett's a little too clean to be a Mandalorian, if that makes sense, but overall, I do think Jango Fett does kind of deserve it here. Next up, we have Boba Fett against the Mandalorian Warriors, so this one I feel like it's kind of obvious who's going to win, and go ahead and take your 3 seconds to figure out who you think will win. And Boba Fett did take all of the votes in this one, and I do think that's rightfully so. He's just the better minifigure. He has arm printing, very nice detailing and everything. And then this is actually kind of nice because we get a Boba Fett and Jango Fett father-son matchup in the next round, so that's definitely exciting. But going on to the other side of the bracket here, two Maul-DeLoreans facing up against one another. We have Gar Saxon and the Mandalorian Super Commando. So I don't know. I feel like people know who's gonna win, even if you don't remember. But I personally would go with the Super Commando here, not because the whole gray visor issue is affecting me, but like the armor on it just looks nicer. I feel like it has a little more detail than Gar Saxon. But go ahead and take your 3 seconds to decide. And Gar Saxon did indeed win. The Mandalorian Super Commando did get some votes, so that's still nice, but Gar Saxon did take the win in this one, which was honestly kind of expected. And then at last up here on this side of the bracket, we have the female Mandalorian Super Commando facing off against this Mandalorian Warrior. So this one, I feel like it could go either way, and honestly, you might be surprised which way this one goes, but go ahead and take your 3 seconds. And the female Mandalorian Super Commando actually took all of the votes in this one, which I'm very surprised about. I kind of thought the other Mandalorian Warrior would advance, but I guess people who didn't like the Mandalorian Super Commandos secretly did. But I don't know. I didn't get too many votes, as you can tell, but like I said, hopefully next year when we do a different minifigure thing, that will be better. But while I'm on the topic, tomorrow at 10 a.m., I believe, or earlier, there will be a poll on the channel asking what minifigures do you want to see in next year's May the 4th Be With You poll, so make sure you check that out. But here is our bracket at the end of the round. We have Jango Fett and Boba Fett facing off in a father-son duel, and then Gar Saxon and the female Mandalorian Super Commando, so definitely some exciting stuff. So that is it for part 2. The final part will be round 3, along with the final round to see who is the winner. It will be either Jango Fett, Boba Fett, Gar Saxon, or the Mandalorian Super Commando. Definitely exciting. I'm honestly rooting for Jango Fett at this point, but I already know the outcome. But I guess you'll have to tune into part 3 and see, so make sure you go ahead and do.